Hi, welcome to another episode of Hot Takes. And a rather interesting little occurrence is happening within the Labour Party. If you remember the other day, there was the whole contretemps over the Gazan family that managed to get asylum here by using the Ukrainian legislation. And there was criticism from the Conservatives, Badenoch and all that, saying, why is this happening? Why wasn't that there? What's going on? And Starmer and Yvette Cooper were sort of at a loss, and they kind of, panicked, I suppose. And so they said, it's a loophole. We are going to close the loophole. We're going to close that loophole because, they felt that was the right thing to say. It turns out that wasn't the right thing to say. I mean, it is the right thing to say, but not within the Labour Party. He's now facing fresh criticism from deep within the party, many people in the party, for his opposition, if you will, to Palestinians claiming asylum using the Ukrainian loophole. He's saying, no, they should be allowed to do this. Don't close the loophole. They don't like it. They don't like the idea of him closing this down. For some reason, they want to bring in all these Palestinians. Well, Palestinians, which, to be honest, no Muslim country in the area wants to touch with a barge pole. You wonder why. And yet the Labour Party seem so keen to bring them in. But with what he said about closing the loophole, he's now created that rift in his own party. It's cracking. Apparently, there's more than a dozen Labour MPs have written to the and peers have written to the Prime Minister and told him of their objection to what he's saying and his intentions of closing this loophole. And they say it must remain open. It's very important that it remains open, as it provides a lifeline to those Gazans who feel necessary to escape from what's happening in Palestine. They can go to Egypt. They can go to Iraq. They can go to Jordan. Let's face it, they are Jordanian, aren't they? From the river to the sea does literally mean the sea of the River Jordan. So why don't they just go to Jordan? After all, that's their cultural home. They don't need to come to Britain, do they? Jordan, I'm sure, will welcome them. Anyway, they pointed out that the special schemes that were available, that were created for the refugees fleeing from Afghanistan and Ukraine, already exist. So why not extend it to the Palestinians? But even Starmer knows that could be a step too far, and he's scared of the repercussions. And one of the other problems they've got is he's also trying to get everyone on board with fighting the Ukrainian side and having the boots on the ground in Ukraine. So what he's going to do is throw out all our armed forces into the Ukraine and then extend that rule for the Ukraine to come in to bring in everyone else, theoretically from anywhere in the world, because the loophole is still open. There's no limit to it. Meanwhile, we'll have no armed forces in this country. It seems the Russians can then just march in, come around the top end, march into Scotland, and nobody can stop them. It's like playing a game of Risk, but in real life, isn't it? It's unbelievable that the man has got no strategic sense whatsoever, but he's also got no political nous. He's doing everything he can. The only great thing is that with every act he does, he makes the Labour Party ever more unelectable. Every day, more people leave, more people move to other parties or no party whatsoever. They're just abandoning Labour, and the support is falling and falling and falling, till eventually you're only going to have a hardcore of swivel-eyed loons foaming at the mouth, masturbating Marxists sitting there with pictures of Karl Marx in one hand and Joseph Stalin in the other, and rubbing them together until they make them sticky. I mean, it's terrible, isn't it? But that's who they are. That's all Labour are now, really, isn't it? It's not good. It's not pleasant, and it's doomed. But that can be said just about of any Labour policy, couldn't it? But it's cracking, though. It's nice to see a party implode on every single policy because the leader is such an extremist. Hey-ho, let me know what you think. Till next time, goodbye.